Do you love drama as much as I do? Plot shifts and heart-pounding turns will keep you enthralled in the new book, Soiled Sheets by Phoenix Ash. Dana and Marshall are drawn to each other, but their flame has a tendency to burn and splinter all that once mattered, quite possibly even each other. Will they make it through the debris or become part of the ruins? Find out when you purchase your copy of Soiled Sheets by Phoenix Ash, now available via Amazon Books and all Kindle devices, and it's free with Kindle Unlimited.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's go. Where Brooklyn at? Where Brooklyn at? Where Brooklyn at?
Well, actually, I live in Delaware now, so does that make me a Delawarean?
Sing it, girl.
You know, Beyonce is my friend in my head. Jay my people sometimes, too.
Yeah. I mean, like, be true, man.
You know, when I was a kid, I had an imaginary enemy. Like, does that make me crazy?
Life as P, presented by Say What Radio.
Hey everyone, this is Life as P. I'm your host, Phoenix Ash. I thank you for joining me. If this is your first time, welcome. I appreciate you giving me a shot, or whatever social media platform you found me on. Thank you. If you are a repeat listener, what's up? How you doing? I hope you're well. I appreciate you as well. So normally I think about my theme for the week and I talk about what's been on my mind based upon that theme. And I don't necessarily know if it's been a theme. It was actually a conversation that I had with someone at one of my jobs on, I think I was talking to her on Friday. You know, my days blend together so much now, but I believe it was Friday. And she was telling me about an opportunity that her son got. And he was so amazed and he thought he was not equipped for this opportunity. He wasn't ready and he just didn't know if he would be able to rise to the standard that he believed was expected of him for this opportunity. And it got me to thinking, and of course, her and I talked it out a bit, but I was thinking about how people usually tap you for opportunities or usually tap you for jobs or suggest that you would be someone good for a particular thing. I don't believe that people will tap you because they haven't seen you do the work already. So when you go apply for a job, for instance, they want to see your resume. They want to see how many things on your resume, how often or how much you excelled at doing the things that are already going to be required of you. So how much experience doing these things that I'm asking of you, how much experience do you already have with doing this? And that's a big part of the determination of if I'm going to hire you or not. Same thing when you get a promotion. A lot of times you're doing the job already or 50% of the job already by the time you are offered a promotion. And it's because they see something, okay, I see that you can do this. I see that you're able. So when someone taps you for an opportunity, I am by no means am I telling you don't be humble and thankful to whomever you pray to that this is happening, but also acknowledge that it is work that you've already done, that someone is seeing the dots connected. They see how it connects to this opportunity. They see how it connects to this job or this partnership or whatever. They see that. And they didn't just pull it out the air. It's not just part of their imagination. It's part of what you've done. So rest assured, you are equipped for the new opportunity. You are able, you have it in you. You can get up to speed. You can present, you can rise to the standard that is expected of you because you've been rising. You've been approaching this standard. You've been working on this. This is not new to you. When I get tapped to do presentations or to do workshops, you know, I'm always very thankful. And, I was talking to another girlfriend of mine. So maybe this is a theme, because I was talking to another girlfriend of mine. She was going out for her first time doing an event, and we were talking about pricing. And, I suggested one thing to charge, and she had another friend who is also a public figure, and they gave a different assessment, a much higher assessment. And I appreciated that she went to someone else, because I often overcompensate for my gratefulness. I'm going to say that again. I often overcompensate for my gratefulness. Do you do the same things? I'm so grateful to have the opportunity. I'm so grateful that someone thought of me and wanted me to work with them on their project. I often undercharge. And my friend's other friend made a great point when she said, if you consistently undercharge, people are going to talk about you. They're going to talk about this great content that you brought. They're going to talk about how cheap you were, and they're going to refer you out based upon that underrepresentation of how much you cost or how much you're worth. And if you constantly take on these jobs that are beneath your worth, how do you ever get your income up by doing these jobs over and over again? If you're just barely charging enough to cover your expenses, or enough to do your expenses plus maybe take yourself out to a nice dinner, how are you ever going to progress and be able to do this consistently and constantly for a living without being in the same struggle that you would normally be in had you taken a miserable 9-to-5? And not to say that 9-to-5 in itself is miserable. I know several people who love their 9-to-5s, and that's their passion. That's what they're pursuing. But people outside of that who are doing, speaking engagements and workshops and, book coaching and editing and so forth, if you are overcompensating for being grateful for the opportunity, you are ignoring a huge part of your worth. I will be completely honest. I do that all the time. And I don't look at my credentials that I'm bringing to the table. I'm just like, oh, this is the life that I wanted to live. Oh, you're giving me the opportunity to live it. But when I come to the table, I'm coming with a bachelor's in English. I'm coming with a master's in creative writing. I'm coming with 5 published books. I'm coming with other authors that I've worked with. I've edited other people's materials. I've worked for magazines. I've worked for newspapers. I'm coming with all of that. I've worked for marketing agencies. I've done, presentations. I've done all kinds of stuff. And here I am. I don't know what to charge you. I'm just so thankful. When I had this speaking engagement for Women's Day, I was like, oh my God, what am I going to charge them? Because I felt like the people who were asking me to do this was doing me such a huge favor. They wanted to pour into my career and they wanted to give me some exposure, completely ignoring that they believed in what I did because they saw my material. They've had conversation with me. They've seen me in action. They've seen me connect to other people. They've seen me have conversation. They've seen my written work. They've seen my persistency, my determination. They've heard my podcast. They've read my articles. They've read my blogs. They saw me doing the work already because they weren't going to invite me to the company to embarrass them. Their name was going on some flyers too. It was their name. It was their recommendation, and they have to be at the company every day. So if I come and embarrass them and I'm not delivering on what is promised, that affects their job. That impacts their livelihood, their community, their name. Their, what am I looking for? I'm searching for their reputation. Yes. Yes. Reputation. So they invited me because they've seen me do the work. They know that I can do the work. They know I've done it before, and they know that I've done it well, and that when I'm coming with some things that matter to the audience. I'm taking the audience into consideration. I'm coming with a bunch of stuff. I'm coming with years of history, of life, of education, of practice. I'm coming with all of that when I show up, and I need to stop overcompensating for my gratefulness. Absolutely. Because When we walk, we are our resume. When we talk, we are our resume. When we practice the things that we are passionate about, when we invest our time in them and we invest our money to get ourselves educated and we learn the things of our craft and we maneuver in such a way that people can see that we are serious about this and we are taking in lessons, we are spitting back out what we've learned, we're sharing, we're connecting, we're supporting other people within the craft. When people see that, they know that when they invite you to do something relative to this craft, that you're coming with a set of expertise. They know that. They're not gambling on you. They know that you are coming with your set of expertise. They've already seen the proof. You've already provided the pudding. So rest assured that you can make a determination of your worth. And that's not to say just throw numbers out there, right? You should do your research, see what other people are charging in your area. Just like my friend did. She talked to me, but she talked to some other people. And you know what? The amount of money that her other friend told her she should charge is about what I charge. But I've done this a few times. And yeah, she hasn't done it as much as me, but you know what? She's coming with a whole heap of different kind of expertise. She's got her education. She's got her EDD. She's got her master's. She's got her bachelor's. She's getting another master's, and she knows her subject matter. She worked in her subject matter. So she may not have the kind of practice that I have, but she has her own. She's been in front of classrooms. She's talked to groups of students. She's taught classes. She's been featured on podcasts. She's been interviewed. So when they're asking her to have the speaking engagements, basically just another element of that same stuff. So she has the practice. It's just that we're not recognizing it. We're not targeting it. We're not pinpointing it. And so we're deleting some of the worth. But thank God that she had another friend whom she could talk to who would tell her those things straight up. No, you have your doctor's degree. You're a doctor. No. There's some things that you can bypass. That's the whole point of getting that education. No, this is where you go. And to the point where I was like, can I talk to your friend? Maybe she needs to redo my pricing sheets. Because, you know, that is my issue. And it was when she said it that I was like, you know what? I do have that issue. And I apologize for putting my issue off on you and expecting you to do the things that I do. And you know what? When she gave the price that was her worth, it was easily accepted. And it was like, gosh, had I did that, because you're always afraid that somebody's going to turn down the work altogether and say no. But that's okay. That's okay. Because for everyone who turns it down, there's somebody else who knows the value and will invest in it. So that's okay. So when I'm talking to my friend and they're telling me, or my coworker, and they're telling me about their son, I'm thinking about all these things. And I'm just like, he need not worry that he can't rise to the occasion because he's already risen. Being tapped for the opportunity is just an acknowledgement of the work that he's already done. Is it going to stretch him? Probably so, because he's going to express his work in a manner that he's not accustomed to. That is going to stretch him. But does he have the materials to present? Yes, he does. Does he have the credentials to present? Yes, he does. That has already been recognized within him. They did not just randomly pick him out of a crowd off the street and say, hey, you, I want you to represent my name, and I'm going to refer you for this opportunity, and don't muck it up. If only humans were that trusting. We're just not. We are not. And at this point, I'd say rightfully so, because there's enough people who will embarrass the mess out of you. Okay, I've seen people who were referred for jobs and they got a job based upon the referral and got in that job and acted a straight out fool. Didn't want to do any work, felt that they were above everyone because of who referred them, and thought they could get away with all kinds of things that was against company practice, and thought they were going to maintain their job, and then really just act surprised when they no longer had a job. And it was like, what? if the person's in a position to impact whether you remain hired or not, you almost force them to say, no, you're my friend, but I got to fire you because you out here acting a plum fool. I've seen it. It's ridiculous. Or like the person was like, yeah, somebody of color recommended me and, you know, we stick together and whatever. And you out there acting a fool. You not doing the work. You not being the best person on the team. You not making sure that your name is Gucci. You're not making sure that your work is up to par. You really lackadaisical. You know, what? How is that for the culture? Please. It is not. It is not. So what I'm saying to you is don't sell yourself short. Don't trick yourself into believing you do not have the utensils to go to the next level that someone has asked you to go to. The things that you speak, you say you want to do, you dream of doing, and some of those things you don't speak, you hold close to your heart, but the universe has been privy to them. When they come about, fear not. You are ready. Will it take something extra from you? Absolutely. But that's so that you're ready for the opportunity that comes after that. But if you spend too much time fearing what's been presented to you already, how do you make it to the opportunity that comes behind that? And it's so funny because this weekend, celebratory thoughts for my friend Shannon up in heaven. Her birthday was Sunday. But I remember having this conversation with her last year when we were in Hawaii. We were talking about opportunities and we were talking about clogging up the pipeline and fearing what was happening at the moment. We were like, God, if we don't get past what's happening right now, if we don't get our minds wrapped around it, accept it, take on the opportunity and understand that we are prepared. We have been preparing for this. We've already risen. This is acknowledgement of our rising. If we don't accept that into our spirits, when do we get ready for the step that's behind that? Because it's not just that, that's not the plateau. There's so many things behind that. And you're just clogging up the pipeline. You're trying to figure out why it's taking you so long to live out your life dreams or to live out your achievements and live out your accomplishments. Well, think about the opportunities that you've turned down out of fear. Think about the opportunities that you were afraid you were not good enough for. Think about the times that you made an excuse. You took the easier opportunity, the lesser opportunity, because you felt you were ill prepared for the bigger thing. But someone came to you for the bigger thing, and it didn't even dawn on you that they came to you because they've already seen you do the work. They've already seen you qualify yourself, and all they have done is acknowledge the qualifications and come to you and say, I'd like you to do this thing that I know you can do because I've seen you do it. That's basically what it is. I'm trying to tell you. If you think about the things in your life and, you know, even something as, you know, you want a cake for somebody's birthday or you want cupcakes and you are looking for someone who does specialty cupcakes, you are looking for somebody who, you know, does this. The person you know starting out, you want to give them the opportunity to do it, but you're not going to give them the opportunity just because they said they make cakes. Or just because they said they make cupcakes, even if their cupcakes is ugly, but you've had them and they taste delicious. You might give them a chance because you'll say, you know what, I'm going to give you a little bit of feedback to help you fix this problem here, but I know your stuff was delicious and, you know, I want to pour into you. But the person who just said, yeah, I make cake. Okay, well, so like, let me see what that's about. Or, you know, can you give me some references? I've done a presentation at a company where I just was like, okay, I've sent the invoice and everything. And you don't even understand the background stuff that had to go on. They had to send me stuff to log me into their portal to set me up as a vendor. And then on top of that, they needed references because they had never worked with me before. They needed me to reference other people that I've worked with that they would reach out to verify that I was a legit vendor, that I was of my word and I delivered what it is that I promised before they even set me up in their payee system. Okay. And this is a company. It's not just, oh yeah, I'm going to show up, I'm going to do this, and here's my invoice. You know, they're checking you out. They want to know. So best believe when somebody comes to you, and the person who came to me to do that particular presentation is somebody who had already known that I was capable because they knew their company's process. They knew that I was going to have to verify. They knew that I was going to have to show my qualifications, but they were confident that I had those qualifications. And not because I said we didn't even discuss it. I never said I had those qualifications, but they knew that I did because we had been in contact over the past year or so. We had talked. She had seen my work. She had seen the way that I interact, and she had seen, heard me speak. She was confident that I had it because I was my resume. I put my best foot forward. I showed that I knew my craft and that I invested my time, my energy, my education, and even my dollars into my craft. Do I have a long way to go? Absolutely. But I'm excited about that long way to go, because the long way to go doesn't mean that, I haven't accomplished enough and, oh my God, my goal is so far away. That long way to go means I have a long line of opportunities, a long line of blessings, a long line of growth, a long line of expertise that as I go forward is going to be behind my name. When you are tapped for an opportunity, do not fear that you are not capable. Whomever is tapping you has already seen your qualifications. Trust that. Trust the work that you've done. Trust the pouring that you've already made. It's there. It's there. You just got to tap in. Go back into your memory. Start thinking about what they're requiring you to do. Go back into the things that you've done throughout your life, throughout your work life, your creative life, whatever. Go back through. Go back through the interactions this person has had with you, the situations this person has witnessed you through. Go back. You will be able to find the qualifications. You will be able to find what it is that they saw in you. You are ready. You are qualified. Go on and take the opportunity. Don't diminish your worth. Don't undercharge. Charge with your worth and go forth. They know you're worth it. They do. Well, that's my spiel for today. If you want to check out any of my work, please feel free to go onto Amazon.com, look at their books. I have several books available. I have Musings While Binging. Everybody who reads that tells me it's so funny. I just wish that they comment on Amazon to tell you it's funny. But I think you will enjoy it. I also have Long Neck Bottles, which is my story to pursuing writing as a full-time writer. That's available on Amazon, Kindle, as well as Audible. I have my novels, In Her Makeup, as well as my novel, Soil Sheets. Both of them are available on Amazon and Kindle. So please pick one up today. Make sure you read it. Make sure you leave a review. The Kindle versions are very cheap. So if you have the Kindle app on your phone, or if you have a Kindle reader, download those sometimes. If you follow me on Twitter at PWrites or on Instagram at PWrites, or you connect with me on Facebook at Passion Books, and that's P.ASHENT Books, you will get the opportunity to find out about free book days. I advertise a lot for those, as well as advertising other interesting reads. Sometimes they're free books. My author friends love to give away free books, so I post all that stuff. If you want to download, but come on, guys, if you're going to download the free book and you're going to read the free book, can you leave a review? Come on. This is how you feed authors. This is how you support us. Anyway, until next time when we can exchange our power. Peace.